Today I'm sharing with you 5 digital products that you can use to make money online. In fact, some of these products went on to make me $9,398 in the last month. And the absolute best part is that since these are digital, most of the revenue is going to be profit. They're also about as passive as it gets because once you create them once, you can sell them over and over and over again. If you're new here, hi, I'm Molly. I started as a broke college dropout with just 81 cents to my name. This was my car. And I leveraged that 81 cents into a multiple 6-figure per year photography studio. Other photographers started asking me how I did it. So I started creating free content online and paid digital info products, and I grew that to $2 million per year. And now I help content creators and aspiring content creators to grow and monetize their following to help their followers on a deeper level and make a full-time living doing what you love. So the first digital product that you can use to make money online is printables. Simply put, a printable is a digital product that you can print out. So for example, you would make this printable for sale, someone would purchase it, they would get the digital file themselves, and then they would be able to print it themselves on their home printer or FedEx or something like that. For example, when I ran my photo studio, a really important piece of our process was our printed out price list, say that 10 times fast, that we would use during our viewing and ordering sessions. And I knew that most photographers came to me saying that they struggled with pricing and designing it and getting the whole price list ready. And pricing is the backbone of your business. So I knew that if I could take my pricing pamphlet and make it available as a printable, that I had a good feeling that a lot of people would be interested in purchasing to download that. It would save them time on their prices because they could use the pricing structure I have or change it. And it would save them time and money on hiring a designer to actually design their price list as well. So I took our existing price list and made it into a template so that other photographers could purchase it. They could tweak it to their liking as a template. And I made this a Photoshop template actually because that's what photographers use. But today I'd probably make it in Canva. And then what they did is once they had purchased the template, then they could tweak it and print it out and use it in their studio. Essentially, a printable is going to be a good digital product for you if you already have some kind of a template that you use and works for you, and you can simply just put it for sale for other people so that they can buy it and then print it. Now, I have 4 other digital products that you can use to make money online, but if you want my full list of 54 different types of digital products completely for free, go in the description below this video and there's a link you can click and download it for free now. Okay, the second digital product that you can use to make money online is stock images or stock video. Now, I know there's already a ton of stock photos and video online, but there's always room for something that's going to be curated to a specific ideal client. For example, you could make a bundle of stock photos or stock video to help your ideal client. That could be maybe dentists or bakers or homeschool moms. And what you're doing here is you're offering them the opportunity to save time on having to go find all those different stock photos or videos that are going to work specifically for what they're looking for. And you're also going to save them money. So for example, if your ideal client is like dentistries, they're going to have to spend tons of time looking through all the stock footage. Half of it's going to suck. Whereas they can just buy the bundle from you. It's going to be curated. It's going to be consistent. It's going to have a certain look and feel to it. And it's going to save them the time looking for it or the money that they'd have to spend on a photographer or a designer to make all these different assets. Okay, now the third digital product that you can use to make money online is a bit of an interesting one. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But this one is a directory. Now, again, this one's a bit unique and probably won't appeal to everyone, but I have a lot more ideas coming up next. So for example, let's say that in your specific area, people have a hard time finding a handyman or a plumber or a photographer or a babysitter or whatever it is, some kind of a service, maybe a book club, maybe some kind of entertainment. And if you could create a directory, there are so many different ways that you could monetize this. First of all, you could have people pay to actually access the directory, but I think there are better ways to do this. You could also have people pay to be listed on the directory, and then the people who access the directory don't have to pay. But you can also have both parties get on for free, but you could just use something like Google Ads inside of the directory as well. But essentially, you'd be getting paid to be like a digital curator of sorts. You're helping people save time and money by matching the right person with the right service. And I think this would be a really, really cool idea. I've seen this in a lot of different industries. And this is a really good one if you you don't have like information to share, you could just spend your time, instead of sharing information, by curating a directory. All right, we have 2 more left, but again, if you want that full list of all 54 different types of digital products, you can go in the description below in this video and download it right now for free. Okay, the 4th digital product that you can use to make money online is an audio training / paid podcast. Yes, there are softwares now that you can use to have people pay for a podcast. I believe it's called Hello Audio by Lindsay Padilla, and I've heard that that's a really good one. Now, what you put inside of this audio training or paid podcast is really up to you. It could be anything, but really think about, does your topic lend itself to maybe being audio? Maybe this is better to be learned while you're out gardening if it's about gardening, or maybe this is tips for marathon runners and they're going to want to listen to it on their run. For example, I took horseback riding lessons at this place in Bee Cave, Texas, and the owner of that place, she had her own audio app. So like while you were riding, you were getting audio tips to become a better rider. She actually had like audio lessons. So if you had your own horse and you didn't have time for a lesson, or you didn't want to pay for like a personal trainer with you or whatever, you could listen to that and get a training session with you and your horse. It was really cool. Okay, now the 5th and final one that you can use to make money online, and this is the one that I would recommend most people get started with, is a workshop. Now, I've shared this in a lot of my previous videos, so if you want more details on this one, I'd go watch those videos. But when it comes to a workshop, again, this is the one that I would recommend most people get started with. And here's what I would do. I would grow my following and email list to about 100 people. Once I had 100 people in an email list, I would send them a survey to see what their biggest pain point was. Then I would create a live workshop. And if you hate live, you can do it recorded if you want to. But I personally would start with a live workshop directly solving the problem of that pain point that people told me in the survey. And I would sell seats to this workshop, maybe $20, $30, $50, $100, depending on how big of a problem I was solving and what I priced that at. And then once I do the workshop and I prove that people paid for this, then I would record the workshop and then I would sell the recording. And that's where you get the passive digital product. But the best part about this is, let's say you decide to do a workshop. All you got to do is come up with the title, the bullet points of what you're going to teach. And let's say you put it for sale and nobody buys. You're only out maybe an hour of your time coming up with the title and the bullets. And if it doesn't work, you just survey, talk to people, come up with another idea and test that. This is the fastest, leanest way to get a digital product selling as a startup. Like, I would highly recommend starting with this one. Now that you know the 5 digital products that you can use to make money online, you might be wondering how to actually sell digital products and what software you should use to actually get sales with your digital products. But how do you do that? Well, it all starts with watching this video next here, because when you pair what you just learned with what's in this video, it's going to be so much more powerful. See you in the next video.